All right, good morning, guys. Today is the first day and the first video of the correction and finishing of the paint for my M3. So this is the series of videos. If you click through, that's great. If you didn't, go check out the paint prep video. And then I also did one on my thoughts as to why I picked the products I did and the process that I'm choosing to do. So this is probably one of the least most interesting and fun parts about doing a paint correction or a full correction, whatever you want to call it, is really sort of testing out the waters or testing out the paint and seeing how it reacts and seeing if it's getting the results that you want it to get. So I stated in my other video that I want to get honestly over 90%. I want it to look as perfect as I can given what I have, which I have an okay selection of different products. I would ideally like to have a few more, at least a couple different compounds, but really the key is going to come down to your skill and how you're doing it. So I'm going to try to rely on that more than the products if I can, however I am limited just a little bit. So I'm going to start off by just showing you what I have and what I'm going to test, and then we're going to get going right on this paint here. So in general, you want to make sure you have an oil remover. CarPro Eraser is the go-to for me. I think a lot of guys like this stuff too. It's a good window cleaner. It just removes and absorbs any oil. If you use a isopropyl alcohol, which I do have somewhere, I'm not going to be using it, you have to dilute it and it doesn't soak up the oils that are in polish or whatever. It rained last night and this garage is not perfect, so I'm going to do a quick wipe down with eraser, just kind of one or two passes, just to make sure that there isn't anything sitting on it if I'm going to be putting the polisher on there. So CarPro Eraser, that's honestly sort of the default for me. And then I'm going to start with least aggressive. This is sort of a finishing polish, but so this, let's just start with these two. FG400 heavy cut compound versus medium cut compound. Obviously, it's pretty self-explanatory here. The FG400 is my most aggressive product that I use. I did use it on my 335i, which also was Alpine White, and it did a very good job. Given, I don't know if it's condition or build date or anything like that, I do want to start with this, I think, just to see. But I'm pretty sure that the FG400 is going to be doing the job right. But really the point is to not go too aggressive too quickly. If you use this and you're still seeing some of those love marks, which is really the issue I have here, it's just normal washing marks, you're going to want to go a step more aggressive. And this is a few steps more aggressive, but I'm hoping that my technique is good enough that that's okay and I can sort of work with a more aggressive product without cutting it too aggressively. This is going to be my finishing polish, but I'm actually going to be using CarPro Essence to finish today because this actually does have some fillers in it. So if there are any spots that I can't get, which I don't think there will be from what I saw, they look to be all just light scratches in the clear coat. This has gloss enhancers, and actually it does have protection hydrophobic capabilities, which CarPro loves that you use this and then a coating over, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I didn't do it last time. I did my friend Justin's car and we didn't do a coating, but I did use this as the second step and it worked really well. It felt kind of silly not putting reload or anything else on top of it, but this will probably be my second step. So I'm probably realistically thinking these two are my combo, but I will try this and work this product a little bit more if I need to. So these are my default still microfiber cutting pads. These are 5-inch Meguiar's microfiber cutting pads. They work extremely well. They're pretty versatile. However, the edges as I continue to use them are kind of coming up a little bit, and then the little red stuff is coming out, and then it gets on the paint when you're correcting, which is kind of annoying. So that's just, those are just getting old. And then this is just a finishing pad, 5-inch microfiber finishing pad by Meguiar's as well. It's very straightforward. I love microfiber. The only thing that I would say is you do have to brush it out. I do this every panel. You just sort of get the pad and you just kind of go like this. So you kind of fluff up the fibers to make sure that everything's evenly distributed and all the nasty old dust and stuff is out of there. So make sure you do that. Or if you ideally have air, compressed air, just shoot it through there. That's amazing. Make sure you have your coffee. That's really important. And then this bad boy, hopefully this is the last car I do with this, at least on a regular basis. This is a Porter Cable 7424 XP, which is probably one of the best ones you can get for the money. For like a weekend warrior like me, it's like a little over $100. It's really not that expensive. The throw is good on it. It is a dual action polisher, but I do want a Roops. I like the throw better. I like the control better. I like that it vibrates less. Everyone kind of, I know at this point, has one of those, and like I mentioned in another video, I couldn't justify spending $400 or $500 on a Roops. I really want the 15-inch Mark II, LHR 15 Mark II, I think is the full name of it. So hopefully in the near future I will be upgraded to that. And this is kind of heavy too. I would like a Roops 3-inch as well, and an Hybrid Nano. I want to put all those, but with the XPEL, I'm only correcting 2, 3, 3.5, 4 panels here on the car. I'm not doing the whole car, so it's hard to justify spending all that on a polisher. So I'm not as professional as I want to be. So that's it. Let's do a quick little, I guess I can move you guys back a little. I'm gonna do a quick little test spot here. I'll probably just start right here. Just want to make sure there's nothing going on. Oh, here's another tip. So these are both Uber towels from Detailer's Domain. I don't know if they sell them at other places, but I use 2 different colors of the same. But this one is sort of my first pass, the gray one, and then this one is sort of the pick up anything that the other towel didn't get, because it's more of a dry towel. So using 2 different colors, you'd be surprised. I felt silly buying 2 different colors, but when you're detailing and you're going into it, the last thing you want to worry about is like, shoot, is that the cleaner towel or the dirtier one? And then you're not sure, and then you get a new one, and you just go through towels really quickly. And I have a decent amount, but you still go, correcting is when you go through the most, and when you definitely want to make sure you step your microfiber game up, because the last thing you want to do is trying to find an edge of the towel to buff the stupid polish off. So let's get going. Lighting is extremely important. So I have 2 LEDs. You know what? Let me, what am I gonna do here? Take this off. So I've got this spotlight and then this kind of random ambient light in the garage. 2 strips. The door is open, and I also have this. Ideally, I'd want one of these kind of on like a little tripod thing, but I don't have one yet. Someone's opening garage over there, so that's cool. And then the first thing, I just kind of do this real quick regardless, just to make sure, because it was sitting. So going with the medium cut. I feel like this is kind of a waste, but it's worth a try, because if I can use medium cut, that would be ideal, because it's cutting less out of the paint. And I'm doing a different method, which Kevin Brown professes to, is the full pad prep, which is getting all of the fibers not soaked, but absorbing the product. So I want to make sure that that is done properly for control, and hopefully my skills pull through. We'll see about that. Maybe the product sometimes the combo just isn't that good. And I do predict, guys, that this is just not going to be aggressive enough. Because this paint, last time I tried this on the 335, but honestly the skills or the environment or whatever could be different. So we'll see. Okay, so that's mostly prepped. And then I'm just going to do like 5 little dots. Can't really see them. Can you see them? Yeah. Those are pretty small, but all right, and the key is I'm gonna mark off this area. I'm gonna just put this bottle here, or actually, you know what? It's gonna be where the line is for the defrost. That's as far as I'm gonna go. Just this little area. So let's do speed 2. Spread out the product, and then I'm gonna go to speed 5. Alright, so I'm just going to do a quick little inspection. Oh wow, it looks very good. Definitely looks good. I still see a few. I did 4 passes, and the last one was kind of like a little lighter and quicker. Oh man. I did a really good job. This is a hard decision, guys. There's nothing. Jeez. Did a pretty good job for not really. All right. I mean, results speak for themselves. I keep doing this because my light is blocking my little screen here. There we go. I guess change of plans. Whoa. Don't you want to see my face? We're gonna go with 2500. I'm gonna make sure speed 6, which is a little bit fast. 5 pounds of pressure and 4 between, I don't know, at least 4 passes, 4 good passes. The last one, I think there's a couple just faint lines. I'll go through it just once more. But this thing's cutting extremely well. The paint on this is definitely better condition than my 335 was. When I first got it, I did take it through a couple car washes. So, and I have no idea what the previous owner did before that. So, Benzerna medium cut 2500. This paint is not as soft or as hard as I thought it would be, and the condition is better. So I'm still doing a 2-step. Normally, if you only need medium cut, you might be able to get away with a 1-step. Maybe this on a finishing pad. You never know, or maybe grab a foam pad or something like that. So I'm going to do this, and I will do this because I want the protection, and if there is anything that I don't get, which I'll probably be okay, it will be filling it in with the CarPro Essence filler. So two steps here. Let's get to work. What was I gonna do? I don't remember. All right, quick update for you guys. I did say that I'm using 2500, and I do plan to use this on the whole car that I'm correcting, the part of the car that I'm correcting. But it wasn't doing a good enough job along this area of the spoiler, which I believe dirt accumulates and then you either wipe it, or the previous owner had wiped it, or I guess honestly when I was washing it, there's just more dirt in this area. So right against the lip, honestly the inch or two right here, there were definitely some marks that were deeper than everywhere else, that's for sure. So they were not coming out. I tried using additional compound, I tried going slower, I tried a different speed. So I did end up using FG400, but it's just on this strip here, and it feels kind of silly, and I don't know if any of you happen to be professional detailers. I don't know if that's a normal thing to use a more aggressive product on just one small area, but I don't want to use any more aggressive than I need to. So if 2500 is doing a good enough job in this area, I'm pretty sure it will over here, and then most of the back bumper, especially because I'm going to be having to use more skill and kind of go at different angles, and I don't want any more aggressiveness than I need, just because I want to reduce the cutting factor in case I slip, or I push too hard or something like that. So the key is to always go least aggressive, which sucks because it sort of requires more work, but it's better if you don't honestly screw up the paint, and you're taking off less microns, I believe is how you measure the thickness of the paint. So you're taking off less microns, which is ideal, especially if you're going to be correcting it every once in a while, every year, every 2 years. You do a polish, which you really don't take much off the paint when you do that, but when you actually correct it, you take a little bit more, not very much, like maybe a few, I don't really know off the top of my head. But that's my update for you guys. I'm definitely going to be doing the 2500 on the spoiler here. See, I don't know what the deal is. This little area kind of sucks. But over here is like this is, besides wet sanding this, there's just a little bit of orange peel, just natural. That's 95. Honestly, that's better than my 335 ever was, which is sort of hard to believe in a way, but I don't know. It was just taken care of for a longer period of time, and it was, I don't know, it's just in good condition. So I'm gonna be doing the rest of this with 2500, and then I probably will give you guys a couple other angles of me correcting the paint, and then when I get to the CarPro Essence here, I will sort of give you sort of an overview of the thought behind this and the process behind this. This is pretty much the same. This is just a finishing polish essentially, but it has protection in it, so that's really nice. All right, so let's finish this trunk up. Hey man.
I was just calling to give you a reminder, call you.
Yeah, my Jeep at 11. Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Hey, one other question for you. Do you know how you're paying today?
Yeah, I have cash.
All right, man. All right, then next one.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I remember last time it's easier with cash. That's no problem.
We'll see you soon.
Okay. All right. Thanks, James. Bye. Jeep is getting tinted. Just arranging for my ride. Quick status. Come on. There we go. Quick status update for you guys. I did do Menzerna 2500 medium cut on most of the rear trunk lid. I did FG 400 in a couple areas that were, they were just honestly deeper scratches, and I couldn't get it out with the medium cut. So I actually did do a little improv, dialed it a little more aggressive in a couple areas along the spoiler where kind of dirt collects, and then I guess if you go to wipe it, I don't know if it was me, the previous owner, whoever, it doesn't even matter. Now I know to be extra careful. Once I get a coating on there, it'll be easier because it'll not only prevent dirt, but be much easier to clean since it's more hard. So I'm gonna do 2500 on this. What's nice about the carbon fiber roof is it's harder to see scratches. Although it is darker, the scratches don't show up as easily just because it sort of has a reflective, I don't know how to describe it, like kind of when you move a light along, it sort of has a weird reflective property to it, just being carbon fiber and having a clear coat on it. So that makes it easier. I'm not too stressed out about the roof, and I will be getting these shadow line trim pieces at the edge of the roof as well. So let's just give you guys a quick time lapse. 2500 here, and speed 6. I like speed 6 on this thing. Maybe that's too fast, but I honestly feel like it works better. So gonna do that, and then gonna go to the next step here. Okay, really quick update for you guys. I'm about to get the Jeep tinted, so that video will be up as well. 2500 on the roof, excellent. This thing already pops so well, and any little, love marks, as I think they're called love marks just from washing and having, little pieces of dirt or whatever, those are completely gone. So extremely, extremely successful paint correction. I feel like I'm cheating just because I did the roof in the rear. I have a 5-inch pad. Ideally, I would have had a 3 and an hybrid nano, one of those tiny little toothbrush ones with the extremely small disc on it, but that's a lot more of an investment that I'm willing to make right now. So next step is going to be the CarPro Essence, which will be, it's a finishing polish with some fillers in it as well, and it has protection. So it's sort of like a hybrid, which is not very popular. Otherwise, you can use I believe it's 4500 from Menzerna, which I really love. So I'm gonna go get the Jeep tinted, and I will be right back.